My name's Eric Jones. I work with T.W. Jones over here in Newcastle, Utah. We have about 1,400 acres of alfalfa. When Dave made his very, very first one, you know, we knew about it back then, but hadn't really thought or done anything about it. The biggest benefit was when he brought him over here for the 72-hour challenge, and we were able to see what it did. Leaf retention, I mean, by far, the leaf retention, and which translates to a heavier, more solid bale. We have a third baler that doesn't have a steamer with it. The bales that it makes are not near as heavy and near as full of leaf as the steamered balers, because we can, when the dew comes in, we can still, if it's not enough, we can still tweak it and add just a little bit of steam to make it a nice, perfect bale. It's simple once you get on it, but it's just sped up our time between water off to water on. We have our load at 270 on a 3x4 Massey is what we run, the Masseys and the Hestons. Like I say, I just like to keep one flake, so it varies between 35 to 42 to 45 flakes. Depending on how it comes in, sometimes it settles in at the top and sometimes the dew will come in from the bottom. When we start feeling the dew coming in, we'll get out and try and decide which way it's coming in. We'll shut that part of the steamer down or off, but keep the other part of the steamer going. The Gazika's set at 18, but we try and stay back around 17. If it gets consistent, then we'll call it a night, so, or a day, or whenever we're steaming. If we plan it right, that's why we still try to bale during the evenings, is we don't have to let that the bale sit. It's already sitting through the evening to lose its heat. We can haul it the next morning and we're off and running. So we don't ever start until the sun's behind the hills. As soon as it just disappears, then we're starting. And we started whenever we were doing this crop here, this hay behind me. I always have a crew that'll trade us off. Maybe every time we pull in to fill, we'll have two guys get in, fresh guys, and then give some guys some sleep. So we can just keep it going 24/7 if we needed to, but we knocked out 6 fields that night between about 8:30, and I think we went until 9:30, 10 o'clock the next morning. I mean, that's all we had ready. I mean, we could have kept going if we had some ready, but it was a blessing to have the steamers, because like I say, that all night long that wind was blowing, and so they definitely have their place. That year that he did the 72-hour challenge, we had baled this over here with our water trucks, and over at our home place, he did with his steamers, and there was no comparison. I mean, yeah, we kept leaf, but the leaves were still shattered. And here, the leaves aren't shattered; they're full leaves, like, you know, like as you cut it and everything. So there's a big difference between spraying the water on and the steamers. I mean, yeah, you can save yourself from doing it dry, but no comparison. Just take the time to go see somebody that has one. Now, you know, we probably would have been into a steamer earlier if we would have done that. Taking the time, you know, when Dave was coming and showing us the flakes, to go and see what other guys did, and maybe, like I say, the best thing for us was for him to bring it over here, because we did it. He said, "You do everything the way you do hay, and then I'll just bale it." And you know, so some guys may be a little, "Oh, I don't do it the same way as this guy," or that, you know. But I'd just say take the time, if you can, to go look at people's hay that have steamers and see what you think. So.